Hello! Welcome to another video. We are so happy that you're still here watching us while we tell you our adventures now in Guatemala. On our way from Mexico to Guatemala, we met some girls and by coincidence we met them again in Flores, also in Antigua. So as the things develop, they invite us to spend Christmas with them at the Lake Atitlán.
As we arrived to the Lake Atitlán, so we got to learn why it is considered one of the most beautiful lakes in the world. It is surrounded by 3 enormous volcanoes and a lot of different smaller hills and mountains all around. And the lake itself was created by a huge supervolcanic eruption about like 84,000 years ago. And it is the deepest lake in all of Central America, actually. The deepest point is up to 340 meters. You get around the lake with boat rides. They're called lanchas. You don't have a schedule, but there's like a boat leaving like every 15 minutes, I guess. They just charge you 25 quetzales per ride, but sometimes try to rip you off. Also, you can get a ticket in advance, like a return ticket, but then you only have permission to ride with boats of this company. So that makes it quite difficult sometimes because you have to wait maybe 1, 2, 3 boats until finally the boat from the right company arrives. All in all, the Lake Atitlán is a beautiful sight and you can spend a lot of time there just relaxing, enjoying your time, enjoying the landscape and the little villages. Lots of these villages have a very high population of indigenous people. So you see a lot of the Guatemalan colors that I really like and the traditional dresses of the women, and you can hear a lot of different languages also, like Cachiquel or Quiché.
Around the lake there are many villages, and we stayed in one called Santa Cruz, which is a small village. We rent an Airbnb to stay there, and all the way to our accommodation was very steep. So one part of our way we made up by tuk-tuk, which was a very wild ride. And the other part of the way was by walking through the hill. It was very steep. We were carrying on our backpacks and it was kind of difficult. We need to ask for some help to find a way to our Airbnb, because there are no paths. You need to go through the houses and some little alleys.
We managed.
Yeah. In Santa Cruz there is not much to do. We went to the beach. We wanted to swim in the lake, but it was windy and a little bit cold. So we just relaxed and listened to the sound of the beach, the waves, the air, the birds.
So these girls had invited us and their friends prepared a great Christmas dinner. Everybody prepared something from their country or from their region, or actually whatever they felt like. So we had a great selection of different stuff to eat. We had dishes from Germany. We had Polish dumplings, kind of. We had rajas con queso from Mexico. So we had a great selection of food. The next day we had some amazing Kaiserschmarrn. The dinner preparations took all day. All in all, it was a lovely Christmas dinner with a great bunch of people. And we are very thankful that we could participate. It was a very, very nice experience. because it was for both of us our first Christmas away from the family. So we were very glad to have found this amazing company. After the dinner, we had a nice little gift exchange in a Danish tradition. So everybody prepared 2 little gifts, and then everybody was rolling a die. On a 6, you can get a gift, or you can steal from a different person. And then there's some different rules. It's called no idea how to pronounce this actually. Pakkelek. Yeah, in the end, everybody ended up with 2 gifts. And then another Christmas tradition that they have here in Guatemala, apparently that I had no idea about. On Christmas evening night at 12 o'clock, they fire fireworks. And we coincidentally had a perfect spot. On top of our Airbnb, we had a terrace from which we could see, not the entire lake, but we could see like Santiago on the other side of the lake. We could see all of Santa Cruz. We could see some more villages on the other side that I don't even know the names of. And we could see so many fireworks going on for like half an hour or more. It was quite amazing. That was a perfect view and a clear night. So far from our Christmas story.
So we want to thank you again to the girls because we had an amazing Christmas together. We felt like the Christmas spirit because we get along very well and it was a special night. So thank you very much for making this Christmas a special day for us. After spending Christmas in Santa Cruz, we wanted to get to know another villages around the lake. So we started with San Pedro. San Pedro is a great spot for backpackers and party tourists. You can find many restaurants around with great culinary retreats like the Pita Savage. And yeah, there are also many coffee shops with a great view, actually, most of them, because they are close to the lake. And we stayed in a hostel called Colibri with little cabins. They are very small but also cozy. And yeah, we met Jonathan, which is the responsible of these cabins because he built them. So Colibri offer some services, like you can rent kayaks for free because they are included in your reservation. Yeah, we did a kayak for sunrise, which is a very nice experience. We started at 5 a.m. at the morning and everything was very quiet, calm, and yeah, I really loved that experience. We enjoyed very much. We went in a tandem kayak.
It was cold and early and it was wet, but it was still an amazing experience. Seeing the sunrise over the volcanoes from a kayak on a calm lake.
We wanted to spend a day in La Casa del Mundo, which is a hotel with a day pass. You pay around 50 quetzales per person to spend the day there. It is an amazing mountainside hotel at the waterfront. You can find lots of flowers. It was very interesting because you can find some information about the flowers, the plants, the trees, and it was very interesting to get to know about them. Also, you can swim in the lake. They have hammocks and chairs, tables, everything, so you can just relax.
And another great place to explore while at the lake is San Marcos. it is known to be a kind of a hotspot for a hippie community. So what comes along with the hippie community, you can find a lot of workshops for crystal healing or Ayurvedic bodywork or yoga, plenty of yoga, or even like alternative psychotherapy. When you arrive at the dock, you walk through some really cute alleys where there's some vendors. You can find some fruit, some cafes, some alternative spots. You can find some hotels there too. It's a very cute little alley. I went all the way up to the hill, discovered there's absolutely nothing more to discover. Or maybe I just went wrong, who knows. And then I returned down. And when I was down there and walked through some more alleys, I discovered one of the downside that I really didn't like about San Marcos, which is the sewage. They seem to just leave all the sewage and drain it into the lake. That really smelled badly and was not pleasant to look at. You can also find a lot of cliffs to jump from. They have one famous jumping board from a 12-meter cliff. So you can jump down 12 meters into the water. I did not do it. So this is how we spent the days between Christmas and New Year's Eve. For New Year's Eve, we were looking for kind of a change. Also, all the good stuff around the lake was actually booked out. So we kind of needed a bit more foresight, I guess. But, well, whatever. We found a nice Airbnb in Quetzaltenango, which is actually called Xela. I mean, actually, no. The official name is Quetzaltenango, but the ancient Mayan name is Xela. We took a shuttle. And the shuttle ride was up the hill, down the hill, up the hill, all the way, all the curves, and it was like, especially the first shuttle driver, the chauffeur, he was driving insanely. Like, he was driving fast around the sharp curves, and he had absolutely no respect for the well-being of his passengers. But we arrived to Xela after, I don't know, 2.5 hours maybe. Xela is the second biggest city of Guatemala with around 180,000 inhabitants. So we expected it to be a bit bigger than all the stuff that we saw around the Lake Atitlán. We were expecting that we could see and experience a lot of stuff for New Year's Eve. Because when there's a lot of people, there's a lot of party, right? Usually. There's a lot of restaurants and bars and pubs and clubs. We arrived to Xela and it was raining cats and dogs. We went out looking for food. All the restaurants were closed. There were not even a single cafe open. Even McDonald's closed. The only thing we found was some tacos in the street, basically. Some street tacos for New Year's Eve dinner. And we found like a kiosk, like a convenience store that was open, which had some very sweet wine on offer. So we got some wine at least and some tacos. But in the end, you know, it's all about the company, and the company was us too, and that's all that we needed. Actually, there were some pretty beautiful fireworks being shot at night. Yeah. So we saw a little bit of that from our Airbnb window. And it was very nice to look at because we could see a bit over the roofs of Quetzaltenango. Then on the 1st of January, the city was pretty much dead. I walked around a bit to explore. Elisa was unfortunately also quite dead. She got quite a cold after getting soaking wet at night. But I saw like the most famous landmark, like the theater. The Central Park. And parts of the market. Yeah, the last days we just made some knödel, cooked a little bit, spent very cozy at home. We made some ponche. We got to know our Airbnb flatmates a little bit. And was just a cozy couple of days before we moved on from Quetzaltenango to Guatemala City. But that is another story for the next time, or for the time after that actually, because we kind of skipped Flores and Antigua, but you can look forward to hearing about that in the next video. So thank you all for tuning in another time. And as always, we appreciate feedback greatly. So if you have any remarks, let us know, or just to say hi, slide in our DMs. Sounds good to me.
See you soon.
Toodaloo!